Hey, what is up, broskies? It is SladTech here today, guys, and we are finally back with the KFC simulator. The dating one about Colonel Sanders, and it is now morning in his apartment, and we're gonna see how this goes. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only today is the day that would change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel emerges to the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's the simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. I hate big words. It's meticulous. Meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. Oh, side note, got a microphone, baby. Next thing I'm working on is a better face cam because I'm just using the webcam on my laptop. Alright, a single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there, waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Maram. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date, A-D-A-T-E, a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Ooh, did ya grease your gears? Of course I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. Did the game just hear me? But he was interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? Oh, there's Craig. And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Maram time to tell her the whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Definitely didn't get chicken. But the emotional connection, wowzers. And we tried some creamy mashed potatoes. Or coleslaw, some coleslaw. Maram offers to support you no matter what. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything! When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. Pop, what's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. Oh, I get it, because the professor's good one. You can get your swirly dip, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Creamy. Just pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you can go on with the cooking like that.
as well just give up.
I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Creamy, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? I don't like the wink she's given. It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Creamy. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into the class, Colonel. Ooh, I want to. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Creamy. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourselves from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, what's that book? It looks like bad news, and it's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Look like a book of spells? I don't know who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful. I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way too drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it after all, I got this. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is in the room, waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement.
Ahem. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. His cute little nose scrunches up, and he begins to breathe quickly. Ah, shoot, that didn't work. You reach into your backpack and grab some homework from the last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper up like it's a piece of fresh chicken ratte. I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much in the world satisfied like ungraded work. My, Creamy, were you studying something with cinnamon?
I have been sitting on a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful.
This exactly brings up an important point. Thank you, Creamy, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom, you see.
But before he can go any further, Miram's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room.
I told you to save it for after. I told you to save it for after class.
You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miram and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan, J&J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gas in his panels, and then his loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Zzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the classroom to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown and challenge exam, trademark. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Maram, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could you be embarrassed me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. A silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Moran brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest, anyhow. But, he did Clank. Marami gives you a big hug and wipes her tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. The soup. The good soup. The good soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. That is a weird grammar sentence. While you were pep talking Maram, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay. You had better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. Sorry, there's a fly. This is it. The location of your final challenge. A test of will. A test of courage. A test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of your recipe. You've been working on Creamy's famous chicken pot pie. I don't like chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Creamy, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pies begin to bake. The smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You'd usually have... That was terrible. I didn't do that. I did the dog. Damn. You usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your monkey desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. Should be a drug dog, man. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the spell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Ha ha, no. I could smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But I'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. Did I click through? Oh, I did. I'm stupid. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook it with everything you've got. And I mean it. This is a cook-off of skill, love, determination, and most importantly, good food. So give it your all. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll put you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top shelves. Maram in her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers, she's definitely prepared to go big, being small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices. He's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, copyrighted, fried chicken. The intensity in it, the room starts at full. What? The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Wow. Egg wash! Maram fiercely injects ingredients into the itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Bastard Blaster! Van Van flexes his pectorials as he chops open a sea urchin. Rock'n'Roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clink gets into it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clink learn to speak English? It's the singularity as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clink and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own. You're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take the opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? You know what? I'm a man. I'm a boy of hard decisions. I don't make the best decisions. I may be stupid. I may be lazy. But we're doing it the good old-fashioned hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink across the room. I believe in you, Creamy. Maram notices too. And I've always believed in you, Creamy, since we're little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. Your turn to notice that Maram is at your station cheering for you. Maram, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Maram tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. That's the secret ingredient. It's the secret ingredient. The boiling pot explodes, sending Maram flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spork Monster. Steve? What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate true battles, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You're crazy, kids, and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind?
Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the Grimoire, I can't say it now, stashed beneath the cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossed some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Ah, yeah, you guessed it. It's sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long, involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I'd fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and that when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know if you could ever win. You summon it. You summon extra power from deep down within yourself because you know what? Even this setback, I've got this. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Creamy, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupting my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. And you begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. I have unlimited power. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked and the oven can't be served. But don't worry, dear Creamy, you may have suffered some setbacks, but it's not all lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules have never really been my thing. I follow my heart. You're a good man, Colonel Sanders. What a guy. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass our individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, Clank, from off screen. It's breaking the fourth wall. From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hey, I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Maram, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there. Get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history. But it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word, beep, or nothing. Onomatopoeia, but there's nothing. Somehow it must have gotten unplugged. I guess we'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. You have been waiting all semester. Wow. 3 whole days long. But after days, I put emphasis on days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Maram, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. It's not a teeny tiny Nariotomeke. I spy afloat in its itsy bitsy boy. Yes, Chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal's been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Ram enjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Creamy, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one of the type of urchin with the spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes in his paw, erratically causing the custard to slosh around. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes in, all in, tongue first, but he can't get past the needles. He reels back his tongue and is poked and prod. Yout! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving a food bowl made of needles could be made difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for the moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in light rose water syrup topped with French marine and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask if you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Creamy? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I might say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to college of eating school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know a high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and like everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. When the class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders are the final cooks step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. That looks awesome. I would eat that in a heartbeat. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. That's a little bit of Oprah Winfrey right there.
Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even Van Van and Ashley are drawn back by its magentic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you indeed are an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you've passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they get better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! Ow, 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 ooh! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van Van and Ashley tell everyone they've committed themselves to fighting the wrongs they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghost allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now everyone is together. The Spork Monster, he totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone referred to me by my new name. Party Monster! Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miram romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know what? She's doing great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking to the carpet, you see perched atop dirty little chef hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam to accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for this school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Chancellor Such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned that this was actually really surprising for me, I didn't think of that. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miram, would you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just been going to learn who I really am. This isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miram's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he came prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not just enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Creamy, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be glad to spend it together with you, Creamy.
How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his track. Work together? Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help? But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with the only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love? The life of an entrepreneuring? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh my dear Creamy, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. So, alright. That was one ending, I guess. That was one ending of the KFC Dating Simulator game, guys. That was a great game. Thanks for recommending it, by the way. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see next. I skipped it. Alright, guys. Slad Tech here, signing out. Peace.